funeral is about to begin, sir.
I think we just picked up Dracula. It's got a death curse!
Are they slow moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
Well, welcome back to another episode of Never Not Horror Quick Cuts. Quick Cuts is our off-week episode where instead of doing a deep dive movie review, we do something else. And this week, it is the next round of Tales From the Crypt reviews. We are looking at the back half of Season 3. Last time on Quick Cuts, we did the first 7 episodes. Today, we're going to look at the back 7 episodes. We'll rank those, and then we will do an overall top 13 from Season 3. I'm Steve Clark.
I am Rich Hansel.
So, as we do on Quick Cuts, before we get into our feature discussion, we like to talk a little bit about what we've been into horror-related. Last week, we did a deep dive of Friday the 13th, so we've both been taking our tour of Camp Crystal Lake. So, Rich, what have you been into horror-related in the last couple weeks?
Well, I have, if during Quick Cuts, if you've listened to any past episodes, you'll know that I am into, like, I guess you'd call it Victorian time or Victorian age writing, like M.R. James and different author, Charles Dickens and different authors like that. I love it. I absolutely love it. And M.R. James is one of my favorite authors of all time. Short stories, real quick to get through. But I did watch a couple movies based on his books. I listened to a couple of his stories, which I listen to them often, very often. When I finish like a audio book, and then I still got 3 hours of work left, I'll put on an M.R. James audiobook. Real quick, some are 45 minutes, some of them are an hour, some are 30 minutes, so just to get me through the rest of the day. Well, there is one called, M.R. James wrote the book called Oh Whistle, and I Will Come to You, My Lad. One of the greatest ghost stories of all time. Highly recommend that story if you've never heard it. But I decided to look up movie adaptations of that, and I did, and I looked it up on YouTube, and I found some BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation films that were adapted from M.R. James, and they did shorten the title called Whistle and I'll Come to You, but you can look it up. There is 2 on YouTube. There is 2 different versions of it. There is a 1968, and I did watch that one, and it's directed by a guy named Jonathan Miller, and it is based on M.R. James's 1904 story, and it is so good. Amazing. Right. I mean, they did a beautiful job with this. I was literally like pretty nervous watching this at night by myself. I was like, this is a little much. That's how good it is. I mean, it's very good. Nice. So I watched that one, and the next, after you watch a YouTube video, it'll, things that are similar.
Next up, you might like this.
Yes. And it turned out to be 2010 version of Whistle and I'll Come to You.
Was that one also a BBC?
Also a BBC, and it stars John Hurt.
Oh, okay.
If you know who John Hurt is, he was in Harry Potter and he's a British actor, a lot of British roles. I think he has passed away since, but anyways, this one was even better. They did change it up a little bit, but pretty much what it is in the story, in M.R. James's story, he's a man going on a golfing trip, and he goes to this hotel on this beach area in England somewhere. I don't remember where it is exactly, but it is on a beach, and he gets there before the rest of the golfers, so the lady running the hotel says, well, this is kind of winter time here, and there's nobody, you're the only one here, but there's things to do still. You can go there. We have an old cemetery. A lot of people like to go look at this old cemetery. So he says, oh, I'll go. I got a couple days for the rest of the guys get here to play golf. So he goes out to the cemetery, finds a whistle on one of the graves, and you don't take stuff off of graves, right?
It's probably not a good idea.
Well, of course he does.
Yeah.
And it's a whistle, but it's packed full of dirt like it's been there for a long, long time.
Yeah.
He takes it home, he cleans it out, gets all the dirt out, and what's he do? He blows on the whistle. Blows on the whistle, and it kind of awakens some spirits. And I'm telling you, it's a great, great story. Highly recommend it. But these shows, both of them on the BBC, especially one with John Hurt, kind of changes a little bit. And as I was watching the John Hurt one,
that's the more recent one.
The 2010. Yeah. I paused the movie, put my hands on my head, and said, "What am I doing to myself? Why do I do this shit to myself?" Because I was scared. I was literally scared. I'm looking around the house. I'm hearing noises, and it's very atmospheric.
Yeah. There's
not a lot of dialogue because he's alone.
Right.
The way this filmmaker made this. Mm-hmm. Very sound and atmosphere. And even when he does have a little bit of dialogue, sometimes it's mumbling.
Right. And that's hard to, that's a testament to acting too, because in the book version, you're going to have the internal thoughts and monologues. You can know what they're thinking because it's written. But in a movie, they have to express it without words.
Yeah. But shit starts happening, man. Like there's a scene where he's laying in bed and he is given this room that has 2 beds in it. And he says, I don't need 2 beds. Well, we're going to give you the nice bed, the nice room, because you're the only person here. We'll give it to you at that rate, single room rate. And like he wakes up and he hears the covers and the sheets rustling on the other bed. And he is facing the wall and his back is to this other bed, and he wakes up and he's hearing this shit. And he wants to look. Yeah. And John Hurt does such a good job that you get put in his place and you won't look neither.
Yeah.
Shit's going through your mind. I don't want to see. And it's so good. It's one of the scariest movies I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
Literally.
I will definitely check it out.
Without having, I think you can also see it on Tubi, I want to say.
Okay.
But the 2010 version, unbelievable. It is so scary. I can't say it enough. I highly recommend the M.R. James story as well. Okay. And you can usually get an audio book, like an M.R. James book, that'll have 20 of his stories in it. Mm-hmm. So you just got to find. But they're all good. They're all worth it. They are a little bit, the writing style is Charles Dickens-y, you know. But that style, I love that.
Yeah.
I like that type of writing. So I did watch both of those. Long story short.
Nice. I like it.
And then another movie I watched was on Shudder, and it just recently came to Shudder, and it was Faces of Death.
The new one?
The new Faces of Death.
I have not watched it yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, I've heard it was pretty good.
I liked it a lot. So I highly recommend that, but it is directed by a guy named Daniel Goldhaber, I think it is, and stars Barbie Ferreira, which I guess she's a kind of a big actress. I think I don't know what she's in. I think she's in some HBO shows or something.
Okay. I know the dude that's in it is from, or one of the guys in it is from Stranger Things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he kind of quit acting for a while, and then he got back in it.
Okay.
But he did a great job. Both of those actors were very good. The woman, Euphoria. Is there a show called?
Yeah, there's a show Euphoria.
That's the girl was from Euphoria.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I've never seen that.
But I haven't either.
Yeah, but I've heard that because I've listened to other podcasts review it, and it's not like the old Faces of Death where it's supposedly real footage of stuff to where this is a movie about people, or like it's like a normal movie of someone inspired by that or doing stuff.
There's like a serial killer reenacting the murders from Faces of Death, recreating the murders.
Yeah.
And this girl wants to try to figure it out. And they put a really good twist on it because she works for pretty much like TikTok. Like a fake TikTok, and her job is to censor videos.
Okay, yeah.
Like she can delete a video and say delete animal cruelty. There is like some automatic responses that she can hit, or she can type in her own thing. She can like just hit this button that says animal cruelty, delete, 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 or allow. Well, she sees a murder come on and she's looking at it, and it's actually one of our real kills. And she looks at it and says she's thinking about it, and she hits allow. And then she types in seems fake. And that's kind of how our story starts going.
Okay.
So that's her job. And if you've ever seen, and they actually mention it in this movie, there was a documentary on Netflix, I think, called Don't Kill Cats, or
Don't Fuck with Cats.
Don't Fuck with Cats.
Yeah.
And they actually mention that in this.
All right.
And they're like, what are you going to, her friend says, what are you going to do? Be that bitch on Don't Fuck with Cats? She's like, yeah, maybe.
Okay.
So she kind of starts trying to figure this shit out.
Okay.
But anyways, good. I highly recommend it. Books. We did talk about Ronald Malfi, and I couldn't help myself.
You did a third one?
I did a third one, and not known, because I have a bad habit. I don't know why I have this bad habit. I just find one, and I find a title, and I play it.
Yeah.
Well, it's called Ghost Written, and it's a novella. I mean, there's 4 novellas in one book.
Okay. So like a different season Stephen King thing. Like,
but I had no idea. So I'm listening. I'm all into this first one that's out. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. And then it ends.
But then you've got like 10 hours left.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? And then they say the title of the next one, but there's no like suspense. It just starts the next one. I'm like, okay. And then it took me a while, and I actually had to rewind it to the beginning of the second one again, because I'm like, I'm trying to correlate what the hell's going on now. I don't understand what direction they're going here. Well, it's a different story.
Right.
So there's 4 books in this one called Ghost Written, but it was I published 2022 October 11th.
Of course it was. Well, now I have to read it.
Yeah, but the 4 novellas are called The Skin of Her Teeth, The Dark Brothers, Last Ride, This Book Belongs to Olo, and then another one, The Story. They all have to do with books. Okay. All 4, and I guess that's kind of why it's called Ghost Written.
I got it.
Very, very good.
Nice.
I would say 2 of the stories are probably as good as Black Mouth and Small Town Horror.
Yeah.
The other 2 are still good, but not up to that par, but they're very good. So, highly recommend that book. And what else do I have? Oh, I did finish Mr. Murder.
Hey.
I finally finished Dean Koontz.
We need to know. Did your 20-year-old review written by hand in the book of Good Story, Great Ending?
In my 1996 review, I put Good Story, Great Ending.
30 years, my bad.
I am going to change that. Okay. I'm going to say Great Story, Good Ending.
Okay, flip it.
Yeah,
all right.
Flip it. But I think it is a very do you remember the book? It's kind of a happy ending.
I don't remember. But all I remember is that it was like a serial killer thing, but the killer was like his doppelganger or something, kind of.
Like he was created in a lab, and somehow they had to take genes from somebody to create this ultimate killer assassin. And his daughter was sick at the time, so he gave blood to see if they was thinking she might need a transplant. So this guy gave blood, and that blood got confused in the lab somehow. And his blood was introduced to this lab-grown assassin. So it looked exactly like him.
Yeah.
But it was not supposed to have all his memories and shit.
Oh, okay.
But the book starts out with him assassinating somebody. And as soon as he gets done with that assassination, he's like, I have a bigger purpose in life. And he totally disregards the networks, the organization that created him. He gets rid of that and starts focusing on this guy that he was created from accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
Focuses on, that is my life. That guy has stolen my life. I want I want my wife, and I want my kids back.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah, that's pretty much the premise. But I will say this. The organization sends some guys out. There are two guys.
I don't remember.
And they're a small part, but one of them becomes a big part at the end of it. But these two guys are on a road trip to go track him down. And then also they're going to kill the family too, because it is a government agency that's created this, and they can't let this get out to the public.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, this super soldier or assassin. So these two guys are out to destroy their creation and get rid of this guy and make it look like this guy killed his family. And not that other guy.
Right.
Not the killer that looks exactly like him. Because any witnesses would have seen this guy.
Yeah.
Because he looks exactly the same. But 110%, if you've ever seen Fargo and Steve Buscemi and that other guy,
yeah,
that is them. As I was reading this, I was like, holy shit, that is Steve Buscemi and the other guy. That was the guys that was supposed to kidnap his wife, but they accidentally kill her. It's them.
Yeah.
It's them.
And this would have been before Fargo. Yeah. Maybe a little inspiration.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. But yeah, I loved it. I would recommend that too. I guess that's it. I did watch the Charles Dickens adaptation of The Signal Man. You ever heard that story?
I'm not.
It's another ghost story. Charles Dickens, of course, wrote A Christmas Carol with, the Christmas story and the Ghost of Christmas
Ebenezer
Present.
Scrooge.
Ebenezer Scrooge. Well, this is another ghost story. Very good one. It does have some. No, you would know some of the actors in this, but it's good. It's not as good as A Whistle and I'll Come For You, My Lad, but
all right,
it's good. But that's about it for me.
Okay. All right. Well, I have 2 movies and 2 books to talk about.
Nice.
We'll start with the movies. I watched. First one I'll talk about. This movie is on Tubi. I had heard of this on another podcast. They reviewed it and liked it pretty well. The found footage movie, which I'm always up for.
Mm-hmm.
And it just recently came to Tubi. It wasn't like widely available without renting it before. It's a movie called Man Finds Tape on Tubi.
Man Finds Tape.
Man Finds Tape. And it's hard to explain. I'll do my best, but the gist is this dude is posting these videos online where he found an old camcorder tape in like a barn on his parents' property. His parents have passed away, but he found this tape like in the rafters of the barn or like above a door or something, and it has his name written on it, and he plays it, and it is a video of someone in his house, in his parents' house, and like they're camcording. They go up, it's nighttime, and they go up the steps to the upstairs. Then they go into his bedroom when he's a child. So this is filmed when he's a child and he's there asleep. And this person like puts something, like gives him something, and he swallows it, and like you can't see anything. So he's like what the fuck is this?
Holy shit.
And he's an adult. He's like in his 20s, but in the video he's 10 or 12. But yeah, like someone videotaped themselves giving him something to swallow, and then they just leave. And it's very weird. It's kind of a hard movie to explain at all, but it's very interesting. Like the whole setup, the found footage setup. So that guy, he has a sister who has moved away from the town where they grew up because he still lives in the parents' home. And he's trying to get her to come back and help him figure this stuff out. And I don't want to spoil any more. Ultimately, where it goes is not at all where you expect it to go.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish it would have went somewhere different.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's a really unique movie.
Okay.
And it's cool found footage, some really trippy stuff. I recommend watching it. It's not for everybody, but if you like found footage and you like weird shit, definitely check out Man Finds Tape on Tubi.
I definitely will check that out.
I liked it pretty well. All right. The next one, this might get a little controversial. I don't know if you've seen this yet or not. I watched Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
I have not.
The new 2025. I think it's 2026. I think because it's
I think it's 2026.
It's on HBO Max now. So the first thing I will say, and if you listen to other horror podcasts, you've already heard this. This movie should not have been called The Mummy. The biggest mistake you can make here, and this is why I'm talking to my co-host Rich Hansel right now. If you go into this movie thinking of The Mummy, of Ardith Bay, or any Boris Karloff, any Universal Mummy stuff, even Hammer Mummy, Brendan Fraser Mummy, if you're thinking of any of that, it's going to fuck this up for you.
Oh, wow.
This movie should not be called The Mummy. Now, what it does have ties. Part of the movie is set in Egypt, and there is sort of a mummy, but it's not anything like what you think of when you think mummy.
Yeah.
This movie is more like an Evil Dead movie than a mummy movie.
All right.
So if you can go into it, putting that aside, like knowing this is not a remake of The Mummy, forget about that. I really liked it. I had a blast kind of. I mean, basically what happens, the gist of the plot is there's this couple who live in Cairo, Egypt. They're Americans, but they live in Cairo. The dad is a news reporter. They have 2 young kids, and the dad is trying to make his break in the news, and he's about to get a break to go to New York and be on a big news thing there and move back to America. But right before this happens, their daughter gets abducted by this woman who was talking to her, like kind of befriended her, like out in the garden, just in the streets of Cairo, and ends up abducting her, and they lose her. Like she gets away with her. They can't find her. They go to the police, and then it cuts 8 years later. They've never found her. And then 8 years later, there's a plane crash, and this sarcophagus was in the plane, and it gets found, and it gets opened up, and their daughter is inside the sarcophagus, and she's been sort of mummified, but she's alive. Like she's in horrible shape, but she's alive. So the parents now live in America, and they call and tell them, like, we found your daughter. She's alive. So they come back, and she's all fucked up. Like, she looks like a monster. She looks like a mummy, basically. Like, her skin is all messed up, and she doesn't talk. She's really damaged, but they end up taking her home, and then things just get Evil Dead wild.
Damn. Sounds good.
I had a blast with this movie. I mean, there's a scene that I won't give anything away, but like there was a point in the movie where I literally said out loud by myself in the living room, like, what the fuck is going on here? like it is just wild what happened. Like it's crazy. But I've seen a lot of hate for this movie. Part of it is that it was called The Mummy and people got all bent out of shape. I've heard other people just say there are some huge leaps in the plot, like things that just realistically don't make any sense at all, like on how people would react to things.
Yeah.
And when you watch it, you'll understand. But even with that said, I really had a good time with it. I thought it was a fun movie to watch. Yeah. Like
I have some YouTubers that lean on to find new movies to watch. I trust them.
Opinions you trust.
Yeah, they seem really good, and all the ones that I watch and trust they all say they liked it. They really liked it.
I will add to that
They
list.
said it's not the greatest movie, but
it's not perfect.
It's good.
But yeah, I had a really good time with it. I went into it with lower expectations because of everything I had heard, and I get maybe that helped my enjoyment, but I was really on board. Yeah. I liked it a lot. I
kind of did the same thing with Faces of Death. I went into it with very low expectation, almost to the point where I know it was a theatrical release. It was out in the movie theater, but I went in thinking, it was there for a cup of coffee, and then they took it off.
Yeah.
So, kind of same thing.
So, yeah, Lee Cronin's The Mummy. I recommend it. I think it was good. I think you will like it if you watch it. Just the main thing is go in knowing it's not The Mummy like you know The Mummy. That's not what this is. I
love The Mummy.
Right, I do too. So this is not it.
Okay.
But, all right. Book-wise, I mentioned before, but I mentioned that I had been reading it. I finished This Is Not a Test, the original book that the recent Shudder movie was based on. Zombies, high schoolers kind of hiding out in a high school. The book was fine. The movie is very true to the book, and it's a similar it's not similar. It's one of the rare situations where I would say myself, if you've seen the movie, you don't need to read the book. It's so similar, and honestly, there were things in the book, additions of like just character inner stuff that you don't see in the movie that annoyed me a little bit, that I think the movie just did a cleaner job of getting across. So it was fine. I mean, it wasn't a bad book, but if you have your choice, I'd just say watch the movie. I enjoyed the movie a lot more than I enjoyed the book. So
okay. That
movie is on Shudder. I enjoyed it quite a bit. So I finished that, and then today I finished I Know a Place by Nat Cassidy, the new short story collection. I finished that.
What do you think?
Really good.
Yeah.
With all short story collections, there are some that are better than others.
Yep.
There were a couple that I wasn't crazy about, but overall, really good. Really good stuff. I mean, I've now read 2 Nat Cassidy novels and his short story collection, which this short story collection has a novella that opens it called Rest Stop, which was previously published by itself, but now it's part of this mass release. But that may have been my favorite story in it anyway.
Yeah, a lot of Stephen King-ish.
Yeah.
Right. And I know he was Stephen King's major influence.
We didn't really, because I hadn't read it yet, but I was curious your take, like as far as the other stories go. One of the ones I think maybe my favorite story besides Rest Stop was the one about the Beatles story. The one where the dude...
yes.
That was really good.
That was really, really good.
Almost not even almost. It's not even really a horror story, but there's a short... it's a fairly long story. I think the audio is probably about an hour and a half, but about a guy who somehow goes back in time, and he knows he's a huge Beatles fan, and he knows all the music, and he goes back in time and like puts it out first. And, but he has like run-ins with Paul McCartney and John Lennon, and it's really good. Yeah, that was probably my favorite story besides Rest Stop.
It was good. It was. You were like, holy shit, and it kind of hits on the power of John Lennon and Paul McCartney too at the end of it. Because he's taken over, and these guys are nobodies, but still somehow
they still made it because they're just that good.
They're just that fucking good. And you stole from them,
right?
Yeah,
that one was really good. There's one. There's a Christmas one that was pretty good.
About the elf.
The elf. There's a story where an elf on the shelf comes to visit this kid, and basically tells him that Santa's an asshole, and he's overworking the elves. So if this kid could be naughty, that it would get him off the list, and they'd have less work to do.
And he's kind of like just venting.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't think it's going to go this way.
This kid goes really hard naughty.
Yeah.
It's a pretty entertaining story, but yeah, that one. And then one other one, the one that was like a cursed sex tape thing.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that one's pretty wild too.
Yeah.
So really good stuff. Like I said, there was one or two stories that I was kind of about, but overall, great collection. Nat Cassidy's awesome.
He is.
We've both read When the Wolf Comes Home. We've both read this collection. I read one of his earlier books called Nestlings. That was really good also. Okay. I recommend that. So, yeah, definitely check out Nat Cassidy. So, all right. Well, that is it for books and movies for me. So, we'll go ahead and get into our feature discussion, talking Tales from the Crypt, Season 3, the back half, Part 2. So, we're looking at episodes 8 through 14. So it's become tradition here every time before we get into our quick walkthroughs of the episodes, we kind of get a feel what are you thinking on this batch of episodes?
It's back.
It's back?
It's back, baby.
I will say I'm not going to play my cards yet. There is an episode in this back half that may be the best one I've ever seen.
Okay.
I think. I mean, we talked previously, Television Terror from Season 2 is the one I always remember.
Yeah.
There's an episode in this batch that stands up with Television Terror.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think this second half of Season 3, they've hit their stride.
All right. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I mean, it feels different than the first half of Season 3 to me. Like,
it does.
Yeah.
It really does. It almost feels like different seasons.
Yeah, it's something different. Like there's a kind of a different vibe to them, and there's a lot more sex and nudity in this back half than any of the ones so far, really. Yeah. And now that said, I don't think it's perfect. Like there's one episode in particular that I was just not feeling at all. But I mean, different. That's what's fun about this is that, for the most part, you and I have had very different reactions to this stuff, so it's fun to get to. So let's get into it and see where we stand. Again, if there's any, I don't think there was any numbering issues this time around from what I saw, but potentially in previous Tales from the Crypt discussions, what I'm seeing is the order on AMC Plus is not the same as other things. So.
Yeah, I didn't even write
that's fine.
The number down.
We got the titles here, so
yep, that's all I did.
So episode 8 that I have is called Easel Kill Ya, directed by John Harrison, starring Tim Roth, William Atherton. So this one is about a young man who is kind of troubled. Like, I think he's a recovering alcoholic, maybe. But he's a painter, and he's trying to get back on his feet again. And he ends up, like, he does these abstract paintings, and
ain't working out.
It's just he's not able to sell anything. We see him going to AA meetings and stuff, meets this girl there that's interested in him. And then, so one night he's working on his paintings, and one of his neighbors in his apartment building is cranking some heavy metal music. It's really distracting. So he goes out onto the balcony, and this guy is on like the floor below him, and he yells at the dude to turn the fucking music down. And the guy goes into his apartment like he's going to do it, but then he just turns it up louder. Yeah. This cliche rock dude in a leather jacket. And he ends up throwing like a potted plant or something down at him, and it hits him. And he's sitting on like the railing of his balcony, and he falls off and falls to his death at the bottom. And he's laying there on the sidewalk just bleeding with his surprised look on his face. And our guy gets inspiration from this, takes pictures of it, like Polaroids, and he ends up painting this. And then somehow he gets hooked up with this rich dude that buys art.
Oh yeah, he's a weirdo. He has like photographs of like war.
Yeah, like just bodies in the trenches, like wall-sized prints of it, and just a weirdo into like some dark, macabre shit.
Really wealthy guy that's kind of eccentric.
So he ends up selling this painting of the dude that fell off the balcony to who
And the guy loves it.
And he's all about it. He wants him to do more. He overpays him by like $20,000 for what he asks and says, consider it an advance on your next one. So basically, this dude's got a way to make money, but he's finding that he needs inspiration to paint this stuff.
He
so
needs dead things around him.
So he ends up killing like his landlord and taking pictures of her in her final moments and painting that. And meanwhile, this girl he met from AA is interested in him, and things are kind of developing there. But she ends up in the hospital. What happens to her?
I think she got hit by a car.
Yeah.
Because they kind of get in a fight, and she walks away from him, turns, and...
Yeah.
I think that's what happens.
So she's in the hospital, and she needs like emergency surgery. So the hospital is calling people. Our surgeon, it's kind of so the surgeon's supposed to be coming in, but this is going to be really expensive. And so he knows, and he's already told this art buyer guy he's done. He's not going to do this anymore. But now he needs a bunch of money to pay for this surgery to save this girl. So he split decision, goes out, decides he's got to get some more inspiration quickly so he can do the painting. And he grabs some dude getting out of his car in the parking lot of the hospital and kills him in the parking lot, takes pictures of him.
Yeah.
He actually paints him on like a piece of cardboard. And he goes and he takes this bloody, like he uses real blood too in the paint. And he takes it and sells it to that dude who loves it.
Gives him a bunch of money. Yeah. All the money he needs to pay for her surgery.
Right. And this all happens very quickly. And then he goes back to the hospital, finds a doctor, and he's like, here's your money, which this isn't how it works in a hospital, but whatever. And he's like, it doesn't matter. Turns out the surgeon who could have saved her life was murdered in the parking lot. So the classic zinger there. He unknowingly killed the surgeon who was going to save her life.
The one guy that could save his love interest.
Right, to get the money to pay for the surgery. And then as he's absorbing this, police are there, and they come up to him. He's like, we understand you're a painter, and they're holding up the paintbrush that they found in the alley, and so he's busted. So that is Easel Kill Ya. All right, episode 9. It's called Undertaking Parlor. Directed by Michael Tao, starring John Glover, Graham Jarvis. I'm not sure how you say this guy's name. Ki Hu Kwan.
Yeah.
Who was in the Goonies. What was his name in the Goonies? I've never seen it, but I've heard the name.
He was Data.
Data, yeah.
And he was also Short Round in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
There you go. So in this one, there's a group of kids who, like, they're probably 13, 14, 15-year-old, and they're goofing around with a camcorder.
They're horror film buffs.
Yeah, they leave a movie theater after seeing a horror film, and then they decide that they want to make their own horror film. So the one kid's idea is like, have you ever shaken hands with a dead man? So they go to the funeral home, like the mortuary, to film. They're going to create a movie, and they're going to film this on their camcorder. But while they're there, they get interrupted by the mortician, who shows up with a body of a young woman, and he starts doing some weird shit with it. Yeah, he's like talking to it like it might be a former love interest or something, and telling her that she should smile more, and then he starts bashing her in the face and to get her mouth. It's really weird. This guy's
and these
weird.
Kids are watching this whole thing.
Yeah, they're hiding because this guy just showed up, so they're like in different spots in the room, and they see some embalming stuff, and they're grossed out. But eventually, they all get away. But they find out, basically, well, one of the kids, the rest of them all are able to leave, but one of them can't get out fast enough, so he has to hide again. And he overhears and sees someone else come in, and so there's like a plot between the mortician and a pharmacist, and basically they're killing people for profit. Like the pharmacist is giving them bad medicine that'll kill them, then the mortician is making money on the funerals, and they're splitting the cost or the profits. So he finds this out, and then he ends up getting out, tells the other kids about it. Then one of those kids, his dad dies, and the scenario of how he died lines up very much with their agenda.
Scheme,
the way they do this. So they figure out that this kid's dad is another victim of this scheme. So they make a plot to bust him. So they go back into they're going to set up cameras and record the funeral home. And basically, they get caught, but they had a plan for it, and they're all there, and they end up killing the mortician. Well, the mortician kills the pharmacist once they figure out who that is, because they steal evidence to show them the pharmacist that the mortician is ripping him off, and he's making more profit than he says he is. So the pharmacist goes and confronts him. The mortician kills him. Then the kids confront the mortician, and they end up killing him with his own embalming machine. Like, they stab him with the hose, and it sucks his insides into this thing like a blender. So yeah, and that's basically it. So that's the Undertaking Parlor. All right, episode 10 is called Morning Mess, directed by Manny Cotto, starring Steven Weber, Rita Wilson, and Vincent Schiavelli. So Steven Weber was from Wings. Mm-hmm. I know him most. The first thing I think of him from is he played Jack Torrance in the miniseries remake of The Shining.
I remember you saying something about that.
Yep. So that's what I think of him. But he's been on a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Really, he reads the audiobook of It. If you buy the audio of It.
Oh, really?
He's the narrator.
Okay.
Yep. Rita Wilson, she's married to Tom Hanks, right?
Yeah, she was in Sleepless in Seattle with him and a couple other movies.
And Vincent Schiavelli, maybe one of his most famous roles is the ghost in the subway in the movie Ghost, that teaches Patrick Swayze how to be a ghost.
Yeah.
Yep. So in this one, a down-on-his-luck reporter is trying to break a case on a killer who has been taking out homeless people. And Vincent Schiavelli plays a homeless guy, and so he gets in touch with this reporter, Steven Weber, and tells him that he knows stuff, and he'll drop some names or whatever. But then he ends up getting killed, and there's like a local program helping the homeless people, or giving burials to the homeless people who are dying out in the streets. So, and that's where Rita Wilson is. She's like the front person for that. So Steven Wilson is trying to break the story because he's down on his luck. I think he gets evicted from his apartment, and
he really needs this story to revive his career.
Right. And the Vincent Schiavelli, the homeless guy, tells him that he needs to go to the cemetery and wait until dark. So eventually, the first time he goes, but he doesn't see anything, he leaves. But then he ends up going back because when that guy dies, he tells him he didn't stay long enough. Mm-hmm. So he goes back, and then there's a freshly dug grave from one of the homeless people, and the ground starts moving. So he goes to check it out, and he ends up falling through this trap door thing into this underground cave system underneath. And it turns out, in the end, that there's like a network of these ghouls. Yeah. Because the acronym for this something of the homeless, whatever, spells out ghouls.
GHOULS.
Yeah. And they are cannibals. Well, they're not cannibals, I guess, because they're monsters. They're wearing human skin, so they pull their mask off, and they're like these weird,
got sharp teeth,
right?
Very vampire-ish.
Yes, very. If you've ever seen 30 Days of Night, similar to those vampires. And Rita Wilson ends up being one of them. One of his competitors in the journalist scene is one of them. And basically, they've been eating the homeless people. They eat people, and that's what this has all been about. And he finds this. And how's it end? Does he gets killed by them? I think
they peel their faces off. And they end up eating him. They
him.
put him on the table.
Yeah,
in a
and
coffin.
He becomes dinner. Yeah. So that is Morning Mess. All right, episode 11 is called Split Second, directed by Russell Mulcahy, starring Michelle Johnson, Brian James, and Billy Wirth. So in this one, it opens up in this bar, and there's a waitress working there, and some of the clientele's getting a little fresh with her. And through dialogue, we get like maybe they've fooled around in the past or something, but he's being really aggressive, and she's trying to push him off. And then this dude shows up, tells him to leave the lady alone. He ends up beating him up or whatever, impressing this young, attractive waitress. and he asks her to dance or whatever. They hit it off, and he ends up asking her to marry him, and she does. So all this happens very quickly. And then he is like the manager of a logging camp. So she's living in his cabin with him on this mountain where he's running this company of lumberjacks. And when they find out that who he got married to, turns out she's a bit promiscuous, and a lot of these guys may have been with her already.
Yeah.
And it kind of sets off a jealousy, rage thing with her husband. Jealous. Yeah, and he kind of flipping out on the staff. But then this new guy shows up looking for work, a young, handsome fellow looking for work. So she gets eyes on him. Turns out she still continues to be a bit promiscuous. She gets bored with relationships, and the guy she married is quite a bit older than her, so it makes sense. She starts putting the moves on this dude and trying to seduce him, and she ends up she asks him to come over, and then she's in the shower when he gets there, and then she's like, "Oh, will you dry my back?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't think I should do that." And she's like, "Fine, dry my front," and turns around. And so, but she ends up showing up at his cabin or camp or whatever, and seducing him. But then the owner finds him, and he ends up blinding the dude somehow. But then it gets a little weird. In the end, the rest of the lumberjacks have gotten sick of the the boss being such an asshole, so they end up teaching this young dude who's blind now or whatever, temporarily blind, how to use a chainsaw. And then they take him out to cut down some wood, but they have put the lumberjack manager and the wife in like hollowed out stumps. And he just starts sawing them into pieces and blood spraying everywhere. And he's having a great time cutting down wood. Can't see what's happening. And he cuts the manager guy down into like 4 stacks. And then one of the other guys just shoves it over. And the effects are really cool here. It looks good. So yeah, that is split second. At the end, he's getting ready to start cutting on the woman, but they don't show that part. Yeah. But yeah, that's the end. All right, we got 3 more. The next one is called Deadline, directed by Mae Woods and Walter Hill, starring Richard Jordan, Marge Helgenberger. So in this one, it's another journalist thing. So we got a drunk journalist. He meets this woman in a bar, and he's kind of explaining to her that he's similar to the other one. He's kind of a down on his luck reporter, lost his job. They end up hooking up, and so he's a little bit inspired to kind of get back into try to get his life on track
up for this relationship.
Yeah, so he goes back to his old company, the old newspaper or whatever, begging for his job back. And the manager, editor-in-chief, whatever, tells him
very reluctant because he knows how he is.
Right, he knows that this has happened before. This is a cycle. So he tells him that, like, fine, if you can come back with a murder, something juicy, we'll talk about it. So he gets his job back, sort of. So now he is trying to crack some cases about some murders or whatever, some big story he can break. Meanwhile, he's still seeing this girl. They kind of have an agreement that this isn't serious. They're just hooking up.
He really likes her, though.
He does.
But he doesn't want to be overbearing to her.
Yes.
To push her away.
Right. And she keeps insisting that separation, like, let's not mess up a good thing. We're having a good time together. It doesn't need to be more than that. So he's coming up empty on breaking a case and getting any juicy stories going. And then one night he is at a diner and kind of reading through the paper, trying to find a lead or something. And the diner owner is talking to him. Then he goes into the back, and our guy overhears him getting into an argument with his wife, and things get heated, and then they're screaming, and it sounds like somebody just got hurt. So he goes back and checks it out. The diner owner's all upset, and he's like, I killed my wife. Like, I didn't mean to, but I freaked out. And so he's like, this is it. This is my murder. He got my case. So he's like, all right, man, we're going to, or the diner owner tells him, is like, she told me, like, she's been cheating on me, and I finally snapped. I couldn't handle it. She's been she was getting ready to go out and see somebody again, so I strangled her. So he's like, all right, I'm going to call the police. You just need to calm down. So our guy goes back into the back, and he's calling the police. But then the body on the floor, the lady, that dude's wife, wakes up and rolls over, and it's the girl he's been sleeping with. And so he's got all these mixed feelings, like she's actually married to this diner owner, and she's been sleeping with him. But also, this is his murder case, and she's not murdered. She's alive. So he makes the decision. He needs this case. So the diner owner's in the other part of the building, and he's all upset, and he doesn't know what's going on.
Wait for the police to get there, because he has called the police.
Yeah. So our journalist guy goes and strangles her to death and kills hers to keep his murder case alive so he can break the story. But then in the end, he gets found out, and we see, and this is another one where he's telling the story from the very beginning directly to the camera, and it turns out that he is in an insane asylum later, and he's been busted. So that is Deadline. All right, 2 more. We have episode 13 is called Spoiled, directed by Andy Wolk, starring Faye Grant, Alan Rackins, and Anthony LaPaglia.
Mm-hmm.
This is about a lonely housewife who has a fling with her cable guy, basically. So it opens up with you're watching a thing where like a woman is in an office building trying to seduce her husband who also works there, but he doesn't have time for her, so she goes and seduces another guy. It turns out that is a soap opera that these housewives are watching.
And they love it.
And they are really
They're
into
eating it up.
Yeah.
They want that life. Mm-hmm. They need that excitement in their life. And
Yep.
they're just regular housewives.
Yep. But one of these ladies, her husband is actually a doctor doing a bunch of research, and he's never home. So she kind of relates to this woman where she's not getting the attention she needs and the affection and all that. So the husband has a lab in the basement where he's working on like some new anesthesia where patients can be put under for like a week at a time. Mm-hmm. So while he's working on that, because it's very important work, she's trying to seduce him, and she keeps, I can't do this right now, keeps blowing her off.
Cable goes out.
So he tells her, or like I think she just has antenna cable, so he tells her, just get cable. So she calls the cable guy, and the cable guy shows up, and he's this handsome fella.
Anthony LaPaglia, when he was young.
Yeah. And sparks are flying here.
She gets an idea. Like, wow.
Yeah, right. A lot of, what's it, like double entendre or whatever? Like things they're saying, like, you have to hook the male and the female, screw them together.
And where do you want it?
Right, yeah.
In the bedroom.
Right. So a lot of that kind of stuff. And it ends up starting an affair with these two, and the husband is just unbeknownst to him because he's so involved in his work. He gets to where he's not leaving for work. He's not going to the hospital anymore because he's just doing his research in his own lab in the basement. But he has this light on the wall that's red and green. Red when he's working, and she's not supposed to go down there. So she knows when the light's red, he's working, he's not going to come up, and they can just do whatever they want.
When the light goes out, she knows
it's time
you need to go home.
Right.
He's coming upstairs.
So she is having an affair with this dude, and then at the end, he gets his...
He
gets his results. His anesthesia is working. He's had this rabbit down for like a week, and it's still okay. And in his excitement, he runs upstairs to tell her
forgets to turn the light off.
And she is up there just getting at it with the cable guy on the couch in the living room, and he finds him, but they don't see him, so he creeps back downstairs, and then so he's thinking about what to do, and then back upstairs, we see them on the couch, and then they get chloroformed or whatever. Yeah. And when they wake up, he's talking to them, and they're like, what's happened? And then ultimately, like, they sit up and they come to, and he has done his new anesthesia on them and kept them down for like really complicated surgery for a long time. And he has swapped their heads. So the girl is on the man body, and the man's head is on the girl's body. And that is Spoiled.
Don't trust the soap operas.
That's right. All right, the last episode of season 3 is called Yellow. Another one returning director Robert Zemeckis. And then this one starring another heavy hitters here.
Yeah, big.
Starring Kirk Douglas, Eric Douglas, Lance Henriksen, and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, big time actors.
Yeah, so this is a war story. So I don't know if they say what, I don't know if it's like World War
It's
I.
World War One.
Okay, World War One. Kirk Douglas is a general. His son, played by Eric Douglas, who's his real son, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He is like a lieutenant in the army. Lance Henriksen, who is, he was in Highlander, right?
And Pumpkinhead. He was the dad in Pumpkinhead that resurrects that monster.
Yep. He's also in that guy's unit, reports to the son. So they are on a mission. They're supposed to be taking this hill, but they're getting their asses kicked, basically. Yeah. And
there's a comms down, some kind of communications line down.
Right. Things are not working right. So Lance Henriksen goes back and he finds the lieutenant like hiding behind a sheet, and he tells him to retreat, and he's like, "We can't retreat." And he's like, "I'm telling you, like, we're retreating." So we cut to Kirk Douglas, the general. He's planning with Dan Aykroyd as like one of his first in commands or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they're planning the next stage of the war after they take this hill. But then Lance Henriksen shows up and tells him, like, we didn't take the hill, the mission failed. And he's like, we were given an order to retreat. And he's like, who gave you the order to retreat? And he's like, Lieutenant did or whatever.
Your son.
And he tells him, like, he's yellow.
He's
like,
a coward.
He's a coward. So he brings him in, and basically his son tells him, like, I don't want to be a soldier. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be in the army. You basically made me, and he wants out. He doesn't have that in him. He doesn't want to die for his.
He don't want to kill nobody, and he don't want to die.
Mm-hmm. So his dad tells him, if you do this one job for me, we have a comm line down. That's what you're talking about. If you lead a group out, fix this comm line, I will reassign you to the rear, because they're on the front line, so the most dangerous part of the war. And he's like, all right, I'll do it. So him and Lance Henriksen and a couple guys, they go out to do the line. The other guys go out to fix it, and they leave him behind. Like, you're the watch. He's got a whistle to blow if they see any German soldiers showing up.
Blow the whistle.
Let
us know they're there.
Right. And then while he's sitting there waiting, some German soldiers show up, and he starts to do it, but then he chickens out, because if he blows the whistle, he's going to give away his own position, and he'll be in danger, and he doesn't. He's afraid to die. Right. He's a coward. So he doesn't blow the whistle. The German soldiers attack, kill everybody except Lance Henriksen,
which he does think he did die.
Yeah.
The lieutenant thinks everybody
died.
Dead, so
he runs back to camp and says they ambushed us or whatever.
Everybody's dead.
Yeah. But then some soldiers arrive carrying Lance Henriksen where they saved him. He's dying, but he tells him, like, he's a coward. He led us out there to die, and he didn't blow the whistle. But his son told him, like, that he shot the Germans as many as he could. But then Kirk Douglas asks to see the gun. He's like, this gun's never been fired, and so he knows his son is lying. And then basically he gets court-martialed, and he tells he's a traitor, that he like led his men to death or whatever. And they find him guilty of it, so he's going to be killed by firing squad. And then Kirk Douglas shows up in his cell or whatever and tells him, it's like, you don't really think I'm going to let him kill my son by firing squad, right? And he's like, so what are we going to do? He's like, I load the guns because I'm the general, and and this was interesting too. He says there's always one blank, so that no one knows for sure. Like, they all have an out. All the shooters have a way to think maybe mine was the blank and I didn't actually kill him.
No guilty consciences.
Yeah, which, if that's true, I did not know that.
I have heard that.
Okay, yeah, so that's interesting. So he tells him that, and he's like, I'll just load all the guns with blanks. So when you get shot, fall down into the ditch behind there'll be a backpack, and you can, after everyone's gone, you can take off and escape and get out of here. And he's like, I just need you. I'll do that for you. I just need you to be brave and put a good show and just don't be a coward, basically.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, cool. So the next day they go to the firing range and he's head up, chin high, like I let my men down and I'm sorry. I take my punishment with pride or whatever.
Speech.
Like real motivational. The firing squad lines up, and then there's a moment the son looks at the dad, Kirk Douglas, and like there's an understanding, like this right before they shoot, the dad looks away and he knows like fuck yeah, he didn't do it. Like he keeps looking, he does see the backpack in the ditch, so like it was there to keep him, make him thinking it's gonna be true, but in the end, it wasn't. He only lied to his son so that his son would die with dignity and not embarrass him.
So everybody doesn't know he raised a coward.
Yeah. So
they're like, man, you did raise
right. So yeah, after he's dead, they tell him like he died with honor. He's like, I know, that's my son. and that's the end of that one. That was Yellow. Yep. So that is the back half of season 3, the back 7 episodes. So we will go ahead and do our ranking of those 7 episodes. And then after we do that, we will do our top 13 of the entire season 3, which means there's one snub that will not make the list. That one poor episode. So. Rich, I'll let you go first. What is your least favorite of this batch? Your number 7.
Number 7 is Spoiled. Directed by Andy Walk. This is a desperate housewife starts an affair with a cable man, and her husband ends up having the last laugh.
Yep.
I really liked Anthony LaPaglia. He did a great job.
And he's good.
And I will start this by saying I didn't dislike any of these. You said you had one that you really didn't like.
Yeah.
I liked all of them.
Okay.
I really did. I thought they all shined. And this was probably the hardest one for me to rank. This 1 through or 7 through 14.
Yeah, 8 through 14.
8 through 14, yeah. These were really hard for me to rank. So I didn't dislike this one. I really liked it. It was fun seeing Anthony LaPaglia because I used to love that Without a Trace, that show that he used to be in.
Yeah.
Love that. And then Faye Grant, who was in V, which was a big time. It was like 1985. It was an alien movie. It had Freddy Krueger was in it. Robert Englund played one of the aliens. Really good sci-fi TV show back in the day. So it was fun seeing them. But I don't know. I think the payoff at the end wasn't my favorite, and I guess that's the switching the bodies.
Yeah.
I mean, it was okay. I think they could have done something better.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad. But I think that's my biggest complaint was the payoff at the end, the big twist. But yeah, number 7, Spoiled.
Okay. My number 7, and the one that I really didn't care much for, is the episode Deadline. That is the down on his luck, one of the 2 down on his luck journalist things. But this is the one where he meets the woman and they're having a fling, and then she ends up being the one the diner owner kills. So that one. So I mean, it was fun. I didn't I don't know. I was kind of bored with it, and I felt like the payoff wasn't enough. Like we've seen better, similar payoffs. I feel like, and at this point, 3 seasons in, I'm really starting to appreciate the ones that are different. So things that we haven't seen already. Yeah. So for me, number 7 was Deadline.
All right, 6. Number 6 for me is, and I will say before I start this, I think the special effects were great in this one. And again, I really like this episode. Don't get me wrong. Just because it's number 6 doesn't mean I disliked it. But it is directed by Manny Cotto, Morning Mess. This is the one, a reporter investigates a ghoulish cult hidden within a charity organization for the homeless. That's kind of what
called
I wrote.
Ghouls.
Again, I did like it, but there's just 5 others I like better.
Yep,
I guess.
Yep. All right. My number 6 is Spoiled, which was your number 7. So same thing. It's fun. I liked it. But it just didn't stand out as much as the others did. So, yep. Number 6 for me is Spoiled.
All right. 5 for me is going to be Deadline.
All right.
Remember last, directed by Walter Hill, down and out reporter, investigates his, rejuvenates his career by murdering a woman he's having an affair with.
Yep.
Again, like you said, the payoff there, it was kind of the same thing for me as the payoff in that the spoiled one, just not quite enough.
Mm-hmm.
I needed a little bit better twist. It wasn't a bad twist. When you see her face when she first turns around, you know it's the girl that you find out it's the girl he's been having the affair with. That was okay, but it still wasn't the greatest. But it is my number 5.
All right. My number 5 is Morning Mess. So we have, like last time, we have the same bottom 3, just in different orders. Yeah, Morning Mess, the Steven Weber as the reporter, trying to crack the homeless killer, and turns out it's an underground cult of cannibal monster guys. So
when they pull them masks off, that was pretty cool.
It does look
and
good.
The makeup on those
they do look good.
Creatures was pretty badass, I thought.
Right. Yeah, it absolutely looks good. That was a fun episode. So, a lot of star power in that one. So, my number 5 is Morning Mess, which means we're up to you're on number 4 now?
Mm-hmm.
So we're into the top 4, and all 4 episodes are in play for us to have the same ones. We've never had more than like 1 or 2 the same, so we'll see here.
I think this is where it's going to change, because I think this one, my number 4, I got a feeling it's going to be a little higher than 4 for you, but it is Undertaking Parlor.
Okay.
This is directed by Michael Tao, the group of neighborhood kids who try to fool a mortician and a pharmacist's nasty scheme to make money. I thought the kids did great. They were really good.
Yeah.
The 4 kids that were in the movie. I don't know. I think the special effects were pretty bad in this one. When they start dumping the animal parts in the one body, and then it looked bad. It didn't look like a real corpse.
Yeah.
But it was fun because those kids did such a good job, and it kind of gives you vibes of maybe like the Goonies or It or something like that, just because it's the kids, I think.
Right.
But yeah, I liked it. So number 4, Undertaking Parlor.
All right. My number 4 is Split Second, the lumberjack wife jealousy thing that ends with the bloodbath cutting up the trees. It's a fun one. I mean, it's kind of, the way it ends is goofy, but the acting's really pretty solid, and I enjoyed it. So for me, number 4, and I would say for me, 2, 3, and 4 on my list could flip depending on when you ask me. But as of right now, my number 4 is Split Second.
Okay.
Good.
Number 3 for me is Split Second.
All right.
And I will say, I think this one has the most solid cast from top to bottom.
Yeah.
I enjoyed everybody's performance in this.
Mm-hmm.
They were funny when they needed to be funny.
Yep.
They were serious when they needed to be serious. I really liked this one. That the ending was grotesque enough to be fun still, even though it wasn't the big twist at the end, or what really wasn't a big twist. You saw it coming.
Yeah.
It was building up to this happening. But it was still gruesome enough, and watching a guy cut the tree down and think he's winning that tournament and stuff, and he's smiling, but he can't see shit.
Right.
It was fun. I liked it. So Split Second is my number 3.
All right. My number 3 is Easel Kill Ya. So this is the painter who is taking inspiration from real life murders that he is committing and selling the paintings. I think the main thing because this was the first episode that I watched of this batch, and it did feel a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
We hadn't seen this before.
No.
Where we've seen multiple love potions, and we've seen in this we saw 2 different journalists. So I mean, at this point, and it's not necessarily the fault of the show. Like, they're pulling these from old comic book issues. So, I mean, there's some retreaded plots here, but this one felt pretty fresh, like the painter with the macabre inspiration, and then you kind of get that still classic zing, which I did know, like, I just kind of it didn't surprise me that the guy he killed was the surgeon. I just had a feeling it's like, that's probably where they're going with this. But it was still fun, and I enjoyed it. So my number 3 is Easel Kill Ya.
All right, we're to the top 2.
Top 2.
All right, number 2 for me is Yellow.
All right.
Robert Zemeckis. This one was extra long. It was like 50 minutes.
I know.
20 minutes longer.
I can tell you why also. So
okay.
I read about this. So this was the first episode that was originally intended for a spin-off show called Two-Fisted Tales, which there's an EC comic called Two-Fisted Tales also.
Okay.
So they were going to do a completely new show, and this was supposed to be the first episode of the spin-off, but then for whatever reason that got canceled and they didn't do it, so they repurposed that as a Tales from the Crypt episode, so that is the one and only episode in the entire series that's longer than 30 minutes.
Yeah, and it's much longer.
Yeah.
It's like 50 minutes long.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
Yeah, but, I mean, you can't go wrong with Kirk Douglas. I think Dan Aykroyd was a stretch in this role. He didn't do it for me in this role, but Lance Hendrickson was awesome, man.
He was great.
And Eric Douglas, who I kind of looked up, and I don't think he's still living. I think he passed away, I want to say, from a drug overdose or something a long time ago. Okay. But it's Michael Douglas's brother. I think he did a great job.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was probably the most cinematic episode we've seen yet.
Yeah, for sure.
But like
it
you
felt
said,
like it was done by
Robert Zemeckis.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah,
right.
But
I'm with you.
I liked it. The story was great, but there was one. I mean, you obviously know what it is now, but
I do. All right. Yeah. So that means I'm up to number 2. My number 2 is Undertaking Parlor. The Kids. You were right. I had it a little higher than you did. It's got that Stand By Me vibe, sort of, with the little kids, but in a much more Tales from the Crypty kind of way, and the crazy mortician guy. So I just had fun with it.
Absolutely. It was fun as shit.
Yeah. Thinking back, I don't remember another episode that had a cast of kids like that so far. So that was different. So again, just what I was saying, that different episodes that are unique are standing out to me more the further we go into this. So my number 2 is The Undertaking Parlor, which brings us to the top number 1.
Yeah, so we both know.
We do.
From
our lack of saying it already.
Yeah. So my number 1 is going to be Easel Kill Ya. And I think so far that my favorite actor in all this is Tim Roth.
Right.
I think he did a great job. And I will say this one is dark.
It is. Yeah.
Very, very dark. I like the horror part of it, and him like realizing that he can find his purpose in art by killing people. Kind of don't want to, but he's making all that money by killing people, and then
when he really needs to stop, or he really wants to stop, and then he gets pulled back in because of her accident.
Like you said, you could see it coming.
Yeah.
But
which I did forget to mention in the walkthrough, like she ends up finding the pictures that he's taken, and it scares her, and she runs away, and then
that's
she gets
when
hurt.
she gets killed or hit by the car or whatever happens.
Right.
But, I think Tim Roth was awesome in this, and if you know who he was in Reservoir Dogs and
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. But I love this episode. I will say now it's going to be very high on my top 13 of the entire season. But Easel Kill Ya is my number 1.
Nice. Well, that means my number 1 is Yellow.
Yep.
And I will give that this doesn't really feel like a Tales from the Crypt, which makes sense with the backstory to it, that it was supposed to be it was supposed to be part of a different series, but I mean, it's dark enough that they were able to. I mean, it is dark, but
it is very dark. I mean,
it's just the cast is amazing. It's very cinematic, like you said. It feels like a mini movie.
Yeah, they did a good job with the war sequences and stuff.
All really good. Yeah, it's so different from anything else so far in the series. Like I was pretty blown away with it. So my number 1 of the back half is Yellow, episode 14.
Nice. Can't argue with that.
Yep. So, all right. So that means we got our top 13 to do.
Yep.
Let's do. What's the
one we left off?
What's the snub? Do we say it up front, or do we get all the way to number one?
I think we should talk. What is the snub? Let's not call it 14. Let's just call it. I like
the
it.
Snub.
The snub. Because we are a top 13.
Yeah. That's how we roll here, right? Jason Voorhees says it so. What is all right? Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
My snub is from the back half. It is Deadline.
Okay.
The reporter with ends up strangling his affair lady.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one. So that was the one that I snubbed.
All right. You probably know what my snub is. I really didn't like it. Last week's episode, I said it was the one, and it was struggle to get through.
Oh.
It was the Carrion Death.
Yeah.
And you did say that it's more like a Twilight Zone episode, and that did pop into my head. Like, you know what? You are right.
Yeah.
Make that black and white. That is a Twilight Zone episode.
Right.
But I'm going to stick with it. I think that first 3/4 of it, I was like, oh my God, please something happen here. Get these guys out of handcuffs. Let's go. But yeah, Carrion Death is my snub.
All right. Well, so top 13 then. My number 13 is from the front half. It is Dead Weight. That is
Toby Hooper.
That was another love potion.
Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg was in it, and
not a love potion, but yeah, it was the Black Pearl and the cheating wife and
red hair,
the red hair ginger power. Yeah. It was fine, but I didn't love it. So that's my number 13, Dead Weight.
All right, my number 13 is from the first half, and it is Top Billing. Todd Holland, the Shakespearean actors, and they think they're doing the part of
Hamlet,
but it's the guy in the skull.
Yep. All right. My number 12 is Morning Mess from the back half. That was the Steven Weber, the other journalist one, with the underground ghouls.
The ghouls,
Yep. So that's number 12.
12 for me is Dead Weight. Toby Hooper, you already mentioned it. I think Whoopi Goldberg was by far the best actress in that. She did a pretty decent job, but the payoff wasn't there. I'm with you. So 12, Dead Weight.
All right. My number 11 is Carrion Death, your snub. So, I liked it more than you did, but I get it. It was a bit of a slog. So,
yeah. All right. 11 for me was, I think this is one that you have pretty high, but it is in the first half of our season. It is The Reluctant Vampire. Elliot Silverstein, a vampire, works at the blood bank, and he don't like killing people.
As the night guard.
The night guard. All comedy, pretty much. But,
very much.
Yep. But number 11, The Reluctant Vampire.
All right. My number 10 then is Top Billing, which the one you already had on your list. So a lot of overlap in our bottom here. But yeah, the inmates taking over the asylum and starting a theater episode with John Lovett. So that's my number 10.
Yep. All right. My number 10 is going to be Stephen Hopkins directed Abracadaver. This is where the doctor invents a serum that kills the body, but the brain still works, and there's kind of the twist at the end.
The brothers pranking each other.
Yeah. So decent, but it's number 10 for me.
All right. Number 9 for me is Spoiled. The
cable man,
and the soap opera obsessed ladies with the affair. So that's my number 9.
Number 9 for me is Spoiled.
Hey, we have a match.
I really liked Anthony LaPaglia, like I mentioned, but this is the first one on my list from the second half.
Okay,
so that's number 9.
I think it is my fourth if you count the snub. So yeah. All right, so my number 8 then is also from the back half. It's Split Second, the lumberjack thing with the promiscuous wife and the jealous husband.
Yep. All right. That was 8.
My 8, yeah.
Yep. My 8 is going to be Manny Cotto directed Morning Mess. The second half of the season, homeless, charity, ghouls. Or they're killing the homeless people to make a eating habit for them. So yeah, it was okay. I really do like the special effects on this, but Morning Mess number 8.
All right, my number 7 then. This one might hurt you a little bit. This is my number 7 is Ease'll Kill Ya.
Ooh,
the one your number 1 from the back half with the painting of macabre
Tim
content.
Roth.
Yep. So that is my number 7.
All right, my number 7. Here it is. Finally, your snub. Deadline.
All right.
My number 7. Walter Hill directed.
Why do you like it so much?
I don't know.
Was it?
I think it's the. I did like the payoff where it ends up being the girl that he's having an affair with, I guess.
Yeah.
And he still kills her, and for his.
I mean, it's well acted.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
But it is number 7 on my list.
That's what's great about Tales from the Crypt is that it's different strokes for different folks, like as we've found time and time again here, we rarely align on episodes.
Right. All right, your number 6.
My number 6 is another one I think is going to be higher for you. I mean, I know it's higher than this because you haven't said it yet, but it is The Trap. The first episode. This is Lou Paloma faking his death.
Yeah, Michael J. Fox directed.
Yeah. So that is my number 6. I mean, from here on out, even before this, these are all really good episodes. So, I mean, this is just kind of preference at this point.
Yeah,
but number 6, The Trap.
All right, my number 6 is Love to Death, the love potion, and he has the annoying wife that he ends up...
the actress that was too good for him before the potion. Yeah,
he dies, and then she kills herself, and he finds out that he's got to spend eternity with her. I love that twist. That was so awesome.
Because she killed herself immediately after he died.
I loved it. So, number 6 is Love to Death.
All right, my number 5 is Love to Death. Right there with you. Andrew McCarthy from Mannequin and Weekend at Bernie's, and and Ernest Hemingway's daughter or granddaughter was the love interest. So that one of the love potion episode so far, that's my favorite one. But Love to Death, number 5.
All right, my number 5 is The Trap. Michael J. Fox directed. The awful husband faces death to cash out on his life insurance.
Yeah,
I really liked it. I laughed a lot at this one. I thought there was a lot of funny scenes in it, but still dark enough to be on an episode of Tales from the Crypt.
Yep. All right.
Number 4.
Number 4 for me is one you've already said. It's Abracadaver. The brothers with the pranking each other. This was another one that was just unique. It was different than anything we had seen before. So it was pretty high on my list from the first half, and I'm keeping up there pretty high for this. So number 4, Abracadaver.
All right, number 4, I am in the back half of season 3, and it is Michael Tow's Undertaking Parlor, the one where the 4 kids spoil the scheme between the mortician and the pharmacist. And I really liked it. The kids were great. It's fun. It almost feels like a what was the show you used to like when you was a kid?
Are You Afraid of the Dark? Goosebumps?
Goosebumps. Yeah. But a little darker, a little hard, more hardcore. But it felt like a Goosebumps episode. But I really liked it. So Undertaking Parlor is my number 4.
My number 3 is Undertaking Parlor. Right there with you. The kid thing made it different, made it fun. Just an entertaining episode for me. Felt like like you said, a grown up Are You Afraid of the Dark or Goosebumps episode. Yep. So that's my number 3, Undertaking Parlor.
All right, my number 3 is Split Second. This is the one about the lumberjacks and the jealous wife, or not the jealous wife, the jealous husband, and they end up. And this is the one where I mentioned that I thought the best actor in this wasn't the best actor at all, but the worst actor in this was pretty good still.
Yeah.
So I think just from top to bottom, good acting. Like I said, they wasn't great acting, but everybody did their job. Yes. I think it flowed really good between all the actors, and a fun one to watch. And you knew what was going to happen, and you couldn't wait to see what's going to happen, how these two people were going to meet their demise. Right. You knew it was coming from the very beginning, so there was no twist, but it was fun seeing what happened. So number 3 is Split Second.
All right. My number 2 is one we not disagreed, but I held much higher than you last time, and I still do. Yep. Number 2 is The Reluctant Vampire. Yep. It's not scary at all. It's all comedy, but the cast is just so good for me. I mean, it's funny, and the cast is amazing. So I had a great time with it. So my number 2 is The Reluctant Vampire.
All right, my number 2 is going to be Robert Zemeckis' Yellow.
They were all yellow.
You know how I know you're gay? You better cut that out.
You like Coldplay. It's from a movie.
Yeah, I loved it. Again, very cinematic. It's Robert Zemeckis. It's Forrest Gump and all his great movies he made. So Kirk Douglas, amazing. But yeah, I loved it. Yellow, number 2.
Yellow is my number 1. Same as the list of the back half. It's just really cinematic, really good, well acted. Everything felt good, unique. Doesn't necessarily feel like Tales from the Crypt so much, which makes sense with what it originally was supposed to be. But I mean, it's the last episode of the season, and I watched it last night at like 12 o'clock, and I was glued to the screen.
It's good, really good.
So yeah, for me, number 1 is Yellow.
All right, that leaves me to number 1, and it is Eas'll Kill Ya.
Nice.
Tim Roth, John Harrison directed. I think
the very first episode of the back half.
Yep, I think Tim Roth did an amazing job in this. I really liked it. It was dark, very, very dark, about murdering people for inspiration to make art. It's just it's nuts. But yeah, Eas'll Kill Ya is my number 1.
Nice. All right. Well, that'll do. That'll cover our ranking of season 3. So we have 4 seasons left. We're almost to the middle hump point here. So I have looked ahead a little bit, and there are some more. Like season 4 has a lot of big name actors in it. Okay. Also, if I recall correctly, like I think Brad Pitt is in an episode. Joe Pesci is in an episode.
Oh, is he? Yeah. I have seen, like, when you first turn on Shudder, it'll sometimes show a default ad for one of their shows, and I did see a default ad for Tales from the Crypt, and I did see Brad Pitt. I remember seeing him, and I want to say I saw Bruce Willis. Did I see Bruce Willis in one of these?
Maybe.
I swear I saw his face.
I'm wanting to say I saw Tom Hanks directs one coming up.
Okay.
Like, I mean, it keeps going with the stars coming in. So, yeah.
I can't wait to get deeper into it. I think, like, season 3, when you think about TV shows, you've hit your stride. Usually season 1 is really good because it's the pilot. Yep. You've got to prove yourself.
Right. You got to get people
here. And sometimes your
season 2 can suffer, which in this case I don't think it does. No, season 2 is solid.
It's still decent. But season 3, I think any show starts like you watch Roseanne season 3, it's really fucking pretty good.
Yeah.
Cosby Show, the history of TV shows.
Right.
Season 3,
it might be
4 and 5.
Kind of a make or break. If you don't hit it by now, then you're probably not going to keep going.
There's not going to be a season 4.
Yeah.
So you better be good. And I think
season
3 definitely delivered.
All right, good stuff. So, all right, well, that'll cover season 3. Next quick cuts, we'll get into season 4, the first half there. But before we do that, next week will be another deep dive movie review. Rich, you're on the clock. Do you know what we're watching next week?
I do know.
All right.
I've made up my mind, and it is going to be, because I liked it, Faces of Death 2026.
Hey, a brand new movie.
Brand new movie. It is streaming on Shudder.
Hell yeah. I mean, and I have not watched it yet, so cool. I like it. A reason for me to force my hand to get to it. So
Faces of Death.
All right, the new Faces of Death airing on Shudder will be our next deep dive. Cool. All right. Well, if you enjoyed the show, please like, rate, review, do what you do. Tell your friends about Never Not Horror. If you want to support us outside of the show, go to youtube.com and search for Rich Hansel. You'll find his channel. Go to steveclarkbooks.com and you'll find links to my stuff. Nevernothorror.dashery.com. You can buy some merch, coffee cups, t-shirts, pillows, throwbags. That's not a thing. Stuff. So yeah, come back, do that. We'll be back with Faces of Death deep dive review next week, and then we'll be looking at season 4, the first half of Tales from the Crypt, carrying on. We're coming up, let's see, so this episode will be airing like late July. We're getting into August next, so not too long, we're going to be getting into some themed months. So
yeah.
Stephen King September is coming along. Looking forward to that. Then Halloween season. Oh, I can't fucking wait for spooky season. Because it won't be so goddamn hot either.
It's been hot.
It's been hot in Ohio.
Southwest Ohio. Yeah. It's been brutal.
I know it's been hot a lot of places in the world, but we are grumpy right now. Like, it is humid as hell here. But yeah, so looking forward to something. So yeah, we may, we've been steady with the Tales from the Crypts, but we may hit a point where some theme stuff might get in the way. We might have to delay a little bit before we finish that, but that's fine. We got time, so do the things, tell your friends, spread the word, and come back next week where whatever it is, it's never not horror.
Oh, yeah.
Slow moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.